Hey guys, it's me, an INFP, and since Valentine's Day is coming up, I thought the appropriate video for me to make would be how INFPs act when they have a crush. And by the way, happy Valentine's Day. So I couldn't really think of a good enough idea for my 1,000 subscriber celebration, and at first I asked for people to send in questions, but I didn't get enough questions to film a video, so maybe that could be a future video if I get more questions. So today I'm going to be talking about how I act as an INFP and how INFPs in general act when they have a crush. Yeah. This should be interesting. INFPs do not deal with crushes the best way, in my experience. My most common reaction to having a crush is to ignore the heck out of them, which works real well in having them like you back. Can you sense the irony? It has never worked, to my knowledge. I'm gonna start from when I was younger and work up to how I dealt with crushes as an INFP. Even when I was like a kid, I would like resist hard against my feelings. I feel like INFPs are like have two different conflicting emotions to having a crush. One is like resist against it, and the other is like go full out idealistic daydream. So yeah, they would bash against each other. When I was younger, like a child, up to now, I was very like reserved and secretive about who I had a crush on. And when I was like a child, for some reason, I was so afraid of like my mom finding out who I liked. And even though I wasn't very good at hiding it somehow, like it would just like come out some way. Like my brother always somehow like ended up finding out who I liked. He would like go through my diary or something and find it, and then like I remember one time he tattletailed to my mom about who I liked, and I was all mad at him and stuff. But I remember being so afraid of like her finding out that I had a crush on this one guy. The first crush I can remember having was when I was about 8 years old, and he went to the church that I was going to, and his picture was in the church directory, and I took a picture of his picture with my camera. And back then we used film cameras, so when my mom and I went to get it developed, I saw his picture among the pictures I'd taken, and I was like trying to hide it so my mom wouldn't see it. And then I think I was like so afraid of her finding out. I'm not sure if she actually did see it or not, but like I ended up throwing it away. When I got a little older, still like a teenager, I would go into hardcore denial about who I liked, even to myself. I would like write in my journal, oh, they're so gay, I don't even like them anymore, they're so stupid, and like write all this stuff, like I guess to try to convince myself that I didn't like them anymore. I don't know if I was like, I didn't like that they didn't like me back, or if I didn't like that I liked them. Like, you know how sometimes like you're mad that you like someone and like you don't want to like them but you still do? I feel like that happens to me a lot. I'll get a little bit more to that later. But yeah, then I kind of went through not just hiding my feelings for someone, but like trying to deny them. Like I would deny them to other people too, even though like sometimes it didn't work. Like I said, like my brother somehow found out. But also like denying to myself that I liked them, even if I really did. I did go through a brief tomboy stage when I was in like my early teens. And I actually did talk to some of my crushes, which seems like a big deal for me. And I guess I would kind of like pester them a little bit, like, I don't know. Like, I remember calling out one of them because I saw them like eating candy that was supposed to be for like this like candy store for this like event we were doing. And I just like called him out so he would like get in trouble. I don't even know why. But then like after I was about 14, like something changed and I became really like, I don't know, like shy around guys and like had trouble kind of like talking to them, I guess. Like, I guess you could say I kind of clammed up a little bit. And there's that like reserved and secretive, well, aspect that's, you can see growing stronger. I would say like the norm in my crushes is just like observing them, but like never really doing anything about the crush. Like, I wanted them to like me back, but I didn't expect them to like me back, so I just never like did anything besides the fact that I was like shy. And I was also, I guess, like afraid of rejection. Like, I didn't want to like, that would be like, if I can't even admit to myself or other people that I like them, like, how could I admit to them that I like them? Like, I can't ever really remember me actually like saying I like you or I have a crush on you to someone. Until maybe once or twice, like when I was like almost an adult or I was an adult. And I still find that hard to do. And I wouldn't say it's very easy sometimes to tell if an INFP has a crush on you because, like, we aren't gonna have like super obvious signs. If you don't really know what we're like, you're not gonna know because sometimes, like I said, we'll go in the opposite direction. And instead of acting like we like you, we act like we don't like you. If we do. Like I said, I will like hardcore ignore people that I really like. And I don't even know. I guess that's like my coping mechanism or something. But like I've said, or I've written down somewhere before, if I'm ignoring you, I either really like you or I really don't like you. So I might have a crush on you or I might hate you. And yeah, I do think there is some kind of hate going on with the crush because, like, I feel like I'm like a dandier in like anime terms, or I don't even know how you pronounce those. I forget how to pronounce. I think I have a little bit of like tsundere in me. Like, the best way I can describe that dere, if I'm saying that right, is it's like a girl who hates the fact that she likes you. And I can act like that. I know like one of the crushes I had in college, like I guess I gave them a couple chances and then like they never did anything. I never really spoke to them though, so like I can't really blame them for that. But like I ended up like kind of hating them even though I liked them. Like, I feel like that's a complex thing. But like I actually was like relieved that they would be like gone the next semester because they'd be graduating. And then I saw them and they were like still there the next semester. I'm like, ugh, why are they still here? I thought I was done with them, and now I have to like see them around again. Another thing that I will do if I like someone is kind of act like too cool for school around them. Kind of act like a snob, to be honest, but I guess in like a cool way, but like not actually like making eye contact with them or looking at them or talking to them when they're looking. But just like, I guess hoping for like indirect attention from them. Like they would see me doing something and I don't know what I was expecting, but like, I don't know, for them to see how cool I was. Unfortunately though, I feel like the guys I'm not really attracted to, like I can be more comfortable and easy around because like I don't have that like expectation and like feeling around them. But the ones that I am attracted to, like I just act like uncomfortable and kind of like stiff around them, and I tend to have like a stoic face or just kind of act like not very natural, which is like the opposite of what you want if like you were trying to get someone to like you. So I mean, like I don't think most people know the real me, but like my crushes definitely don't, most of them, because I just kind of act so like stiff. I guess because I'm kind of like afraid to like do something that would seem like dumb or something in front of them, which actually plays into like avoidant personality disorder, to be honest, which I think I have. And I mean, I've been called an ice queen before by people. So like in general, I have like what's called a resting bitch face, which is like you kind of like look like mean or like unhappy or negative or something. Like when you're not, you just like you don't have like your natural resting face doesn't look very approachable. So I don't think that helps people, friends or otherwise, be able to like get to know me or like see me as like a pleasant person. I don't know. I do think sometimes INFPs, like I said, might go the opposite way and might also avoid their crushes but like still hope to see them at the same time. Some INFPs might become friends with their crushes. I've had one or two that I became friends with. And I think if they do that, then you will get to see more of their real selves. But yeah, like I said, it's not very pleasant when an INFP has a crush because they just like ignore, avoid, become uncomfortable around, try to hide it from others, try to deny it to themselves. Like, it's the mess. And of course, INFPs are big idealistic people. So when they have a crush, they go full out idealism, putting their crush up on a pedestal, having daydreams about them, like having an idea of like what their perfect crush would be in that person, and then becoming disappointed when the person does something that's like not what their ideal crush would do. I do think if the INFP does get comfortable around you, they might become like extra dorky if they have a crush on you. I do think it depends on like the individual INFPs, but like sometimes it's like they might be normally like quiet, but then they'll just like not stop talking and say like awkward things. I don't know. Like I know like I was friends with this one person who I had a crush on, and it was hard for me. Like we were online friends And it was hard for me to like think of what to say to him sometimes. And I would just be like, why aren't words coming to me? And then like what I would type out would seem kind of like strange. But then like if I was messaging someone like that I didn't have a crush on, like I would be talking more naturally. And I'm like, why can't I do that? Like, I do know another thing that INFPs will do when they have a crush, but they won't admit it. They will become kind of like, I don't want to say possessive, but kind of possessive, like over their crush. Like, I know for me at least, like I'm also a 4 Enneagram, so I feel like I tend to get easily like jealous. So if like the crush has another person flirting with them or something, or they're flirting with someone else, like an INFP is gonna like not like that. I don't think they'll always show it, but it might come out in like passive aggressive ways. If like the INFP is actually interacting with you, I feel like they'll like want more of your time and kind of like want you to pay like have like a lot of quality time and like attention with them, like be their favorite person, etc. And if they feel like they're not, like they might get kind of pissy about that too. But I feel like overall INFPs are secretive when they have a crush. I know some things online said that like you won't even be able to tell if an INFP has a crush on you. That could be. I don't know like if the people I've had crushes on like all knew I had crushes on them. I feel like some of them probably thought I hated them because of how I would like ignore them and kind of like act like I didn't like them even though I did. And yeah, INFPs are naturally reserved, so like they're not gonna, most of them aren't gonna just like go up and be like, I like you, I have a crush on you, and be like gushing out their feelings. Like that's very unlikely to happen. I feel like the INFP is cautious about revealing their feelings until they feel like the other person feels the same way. And for me personally, I feel like that's hardly ever happened where I've had a reciprocal crush on someone. So I guess, yeah, nothing's ever really like, they obviously didn't like me, so like I wasn't gonna tell them that I liked them. So like, I think I got used to the idea that like when I had crushes on people, that it was just kind of almost like having a crush on like a fictional character or like a celebrity in a movie or something. I would kind of like have idealistic fantasies about them and just kind of like observe them when they were around, but never really like speak to them or like get to know them, and like nothing would ever happen. So yeah, I feel like INFPs are kind of hard to figure out sometimes. Especially like their feelings towards others. And I don't think this is really like how INFPs act when they have a crush, but I know for me, a lot of my crushes have made me feel like invisible. And not just crushes, like people in general. And that's like a horrible feeling. I remember one crush in particular when I went to summer camp. You know, like I had a big crush on him. I never really talked to him. Kind of not really, like, unless, like, yeah. And then I think, like, almost the last day of camp, I got up the nerve to ask him to sign my, like, book, where, like, people were, like, going around getting their friends to, like, sign their names and stuff. And I, like, asked him, and he was, like, walking across the room, but he was, like, looking over here, like, he was going somewhere to, like, talk to someone. And then I kind of like went up and was like, can you sign this? And then he like signed it while he was like so detached, like he was almost still just like looking over there. He just like signed it, and then he just like walked right past me like I didn't exist. Like I was like not even there. I don't know if other INFPs experience this. I feel like it might just be like individual experiences, like Some people's crushes like them back, some didn't. Some don't have a problem with like telling people that they like them. I don't know. But that's just my experience with crushes. I also like, because of my high standards with crushes, like with almost all of them, like I knew even if they liked me back, I wouldn't want to like end up marrying them or even dating them because we were incompatible in certain ways. So that adds a whole nother layer. Like, I don't even know what you're gonna do with that, but like, like I knew like they liked this thing, I didn't, and it was like a value of mine. Or like I knew like we didn't really have that much in common, even though I had a crush on them. So yeah, I feel like it was idealistic for me to have a crush because it's not really even realistic that I would even date them if they liked me back. So I guess like in some ways it's just kind of like a fun thing to have a crush on someone, but I don't like admitting when I have a crush because I guess it makes me feel vulnerable and I don't like feeling vulnerable. Probably because there's like a large chance of like getting hurt, and like just being vulnerable makes me uncomfortable. And part of that is because my personal experience of like, nothing ever coming from having a crush, and also playing into like my other things like avoidant personality disorder and like being shy and social anxiety and like, all that stuff. So that's a little bit of my ramble of how INFPs act when they have a crush. If you have similar experiences, cool. If you have different experiences, I'd like to hear about them. And thank you for getting me to 1,000 subscribers. I am very thankful for all of you, and I look forward to posting more often on this channel. Again, happy Valentine's Day, and